I'm an NPC in a horror survival game. When a new batch of players loaded in, something weird happened. I could suddenly see the stream chat floating in the air. Here she comes. Our precious baby girl has arrived. Even the level boss in this horror game is going to treat her like family. Any NPC who dares to touch a hair on her head is going to get ripped to shreds by the big bad. Hey, I'm talking to you. You, holding our waifu. You scared her into fainting. You are so done when the boss gets here. I looked down at the woman dangling from my grip, hesitated for a second, and then tossed her onto the floor. If the boss of this dungeon can't do his job properly, then I'll do it for him. 1. I'm a veteran NPC in the horror game system. My tenure is so long I've honestly lost count of the years. I just remember the early days, when we were short-staffed, and I had to moonlight across multiple dungeons. I played the drowned bride in River God's Wedding. I was the cult deity in Mountain Sacrifice. I was even the mean cheerleader in Oakwood High. Eventually, the roster filled up and I got a permanent status. 3 years ago, I transferred to this specific dungeon. Since the moment I gained consciousness, I've memorized the 108 rules of the employee handbook. Scare the players. Torture the players. Eat the players. The higher their terror meter, the better they taste. We're only 1 day into this cycle, and I already snagged a player. A girl. She was so scared she cried until she passed out. Players like this usually die in the prologue. I was planning to take her back to my lair, breed her, and deep-fry her. The smell alone would make the ghouls next door cry with jealousy. But I'd only taken a few steps when the text started scrolling across my vision. Let go of baby girl. You ugly freak. You are dead meat. The male lead is looking for her, and she has the family bond buff with the level boss. I stood there for a moment, feeling a wave of indignation. Who are you calling ugly? I am widely considered the cutest monster in a 10-mile radius. She's so soft and fragile. Being held by that hideous thing must be terrifying. Look at that axe in her head. I'm gonna have nightmares. I was mad. Furious, actually. I opened my mouth to curse them out, but the chat just spammed more insults. What is it doing? Is it glitching? God, the owl is so stupid. I got so angry that I circled back to being calm. Whatever. I ignored the floating text, grabbed the girl, and headed back to prep dinner. But I didn't get far before someone blocked my path. I scanned him. New player. Probably part of the same party as the girl I was carrying. The guy in the lead was handsome, in a delicate boy band sort of way. Not my type. The moment they saw me, they tensed up and pulled out their items. The chat exploded, and I couldn't help but peek. The male lead is here. R.I.P. ugly. Chase has cleared so many dungeons. His items are S tier. He can one-shot a low-level mob like this, no problem. I glanced at the guy. The chat called him Chase. Apparently, his gear was OP. I grinned, ripping the axe out of my own skull. I charged. Screams erupted. Half the players behind him bolted immediately. Sweet, sweet terror points. Come to mama. I sprinted at Chase with a twisted, limping gait. This little combo move usually makes players wet themselves. I learned the walk from the nurse NPC next door. She died jumping off a building and broke her legs, so her walk is naturally janky. When I first mimicked her, she got super offended. It took me lending her my axe as a hair accessory to calm her down. She even gave me tips on how to limp scarier. Chase lived up to his male lead title. He waited until I was right in his face before deploying his item. A blinding white light flashed. I couldn't see anything but the dense wall of chat comments. Ah. Chase is so cool. That ugly thing is dust. It's a legendary item. An NPC doesn't stand a chance. That's what it gets for touching our queen. The light faded. Chase and I stared at each other in awkward silence. Then I screamed. My axe. My beautiful axe had crumbled into dust. Chase looked horrified. My S-rank holy light didn't work on her? The chat, serving as the third-party observer, was equally shaken. What the hell? How is that NPC still alive? Glitch? I swear Chase used that to one-shot a boss in the last game. Isn't this just an A-rank dungeon? It shouldn't be this hard. Plus, Bella has the universal adoration trait. Yeah, her synergy with the male lead is supposed to be perfect. I was seeing red. My eyes literally started glowing. That axe was the one that killed me. It had been with me forever. The memory of the axe breaking tore open a sealed part of my mind. My father killed me. He called me a monster. When my mother was alive, he just hated me. After she died, I lost my only shield. He decided to dispose of the freak. That night, he walked into my room, face twisted in hate, the axe raised high. After I died, I used that same axe to return the favor. Violent, tyrannical energy flooded my brain. The chat scrolled faster. Guys? I think the NPC is going berserk.
Crap.
If the male lead's item didn't work, is this a TPK to Tal party kill? No, look. Bella just woke up. She's gonna trigger the plot armor. She'll bring the big boss. Yeah, this NPC is about to get wrecked by the level boss. I marched toward Chase, step by heavy step, muttering with obsession. You broke my axe. You broke my favorite axe. Chase's face was pale. He threw items at me like they were free samples. They slowed me down, but nothing actually hurt. Just as my hand was about to close around Chase's throat, a shout came from behind. Stop. The chat cheered. Bella called the big boss to save the day. Sobbing, she's right on time. Die, trash mob. A familiar pressure weighed on my mind. My brain automatically pulled up the employee handbook. Rule 21. Within the dungeon, the level boss's command is absolute.
2.
A good employee always remembers the handbook. The rage in my brain began to recede. My eyes cleared. The chat became readable again. Bella's family is here. Imagine being a grunt NPC and bullying the main characters. Don't you know the plot armor is thick? The woman the chat called Bella threw herself at Chase, crying an ugly, snotty cry, checking him for injuries. Oh, thank God, you're okay. I covered my eyes. Hello? Single NPC right here? I died before I even hit puberty. Have some respect. A familiar aura swept over me. Luke's voice boomed above my head. You're the one bullying Bella? The chat was filled with schadenfreude. It's over. That blind NPC is toast. She's getting arrogant for cannon fodder. The male lead is human, so he has limits. But the boss? He'll rip her apart in seconds. Bella is the group pet of the horror world. All bosses love her. Seriously, the last NPC who scared her got their head twisted off. It's probably still rolling around that dungeon. I slowly rotated my head 360 degrees to face Luke. I was trying to scare him. It's just an occupational habit. When he saw my face, Luke's ghostly pale complexion shifted. Awkwardness mixed with a hint of fear. He let out a dry laugh. Sweetie. Oh, it's you. Where's your axe? I almost didn't recognize you without it. The chat froze for a second, then erupted in confusion. Excuse me? Is this the ruthless boss we know? Shouldn't he be tearing her to shreds and telling Bella I'm here? Don't be scared. Am I tripping? Or does the boss sound affectionate? What is happening? OOC. OOC. The book says they level up together. Bella charms the monsters. Chase kills the threats. I gave Luke a smile that didn't reach my eyes. Through gritted teeth, I said, this human broke my favorite axe. Luke instinctively wiped non-existent sweat from his forehead. He pulled me aside and whispered, pleading, Sweetie, give me a break. Let it go this time, okay? I looked up at him. Do you remember the employee handbook? Luke nodded. I remember. My face was stone cold. Recite it. Luke stammered through the recitation. Only then did I nod in approval. Luke whispered, trying to bribe me. You know that item you always wanted? The one I wouldn't give you. I'll give it to you. My eyes lit up. It was a beautiful red wooden comb. I'd wanted it forever, but he'd always refused. Finally, I accepted the bribe and walked away, happily playing with the comb, glancing at the chat occasionally. The viewers were furious at Luke's reaction. What kind of level boss is this? Garbage. Just kill the NPC. He's unworthy of being Bella's family. Some were curious. Anyone else wonder what the relationship is between the boss and that NPC? I tilted my head, thinking about that comment. What relationship? Gratitude, probably. After all, Luke only became the boss of this dungeon because of me. Back when Luke was a player, entering this dungeon for the 6th time, I caught him. I hadn't had deep-fried human jerky in ages. Crunchy, dipped in a little blood sauce. The ghosts next door would drool. I dragged Luke back to my lair. Just as I was about to prep him, he used a scapegoat item and bailed. Because of that item, when he faced the original boss, he managed to kill it, but the item's curse bound him to the dungeon, making him the new boss. We're neighbors. We see each other all the time. He tried to bully me at first. He blamed me for wasting his scapegoat item. If I hadn't caught him, he would have saved it for the boss fight and escaped the game entirely. Becoming a boss amplifies your rage and malice, so he tried to torture me. It didn't work out for him. I beat the living daylights out of him. The owner even punished me by making me copy the employee handbook for 2 weeks because of it. I happily walked home with my new comb. I only work 1 hour a day. The owner says scaring players 24/7 devalues the product. Supply and demand or something. Dungeons have rules. I missed my snack today, but there's always tomorrow. The game lasts 5 days. Plenty of chances. I lay in my small room, but the chat wouldn't shut up. Ah, Chase is so handsome. Hero's saving the beauty. Bella is so delicate. They are perfect together. Ugh, that NPC is even uglier without the axe. Get away from Bella. I sat up, annoyed. Do these people have eyes? I jammed the red comb into the hole in my head where the axe used to be and checked the mirror. I am adorable. The owner told me I am the cutest girl in the world. Thinking of the owner, I rested my chin in my hands, smiling. 4. Nobody in the dungeon NPC or player has ever seen the owner. Some say he's a god. Who else could create this nightmare dimension? Some say he's a higher dimensional alien. Usually he appears as a ball of light.
But I've seen him.
The real him. I'm going to work for him forever. With my axe broken, more memories unlocked. The owner is beautiful, but his hands are cold. The first time I scared a player into tears, he patted my head and said, "Good job, sweetie." Right, sweetie. He gave me that name. When we first met, I had an axe stuck in my skull. I charged at him, screaming. He just bent down and picked me up. "Do you want to come with me?" I snarled and struggled. My own father wet his pants looking at me, but this man gently brushed the hair out of my face like the axe wasn't even there. "You're very cute. Do you have a name?" "I have a name," I roared. He tilted his head. "No name? Let me give you one. How about Sweetie?" He ignored my protests, smiling. "Sweetie it is." He led me into the dungeon world. Years ago, there were too many dungeons. Most players died fast. The owner had free time. He'd braid my hair. He'd draw whiskers on my face like a cat. He'd look at me with that teasing smile and say, "I think you look pretty like this." I sighed softly. I missed him.
I was so bummed out I stopped reading the chat.
The next night, my shift started. The players were smarter now. They figured out the rules. Dungeons aren't instant death traps. There are patterns. I circled but couldn't find an opening to attack without breaking the rules. The chat mocked me. "LOL, look at Ugly go." She swapped the axe for a comb. Fashion icon. She's so mad. Bella and the crew figured out the mechanics. Look at her spinning in circles. First-person NPC cam is kind of funny, NGL. I ignored them. When my hour was up, I clocked out. Dungeons aren't impossible, but they are highly lethal. 5. The owner said that players who can't survive the dungeon won't survive what comes after. I don't get it, but the owner is always right. All dungeons have a mechanic if players survive the first 2 days. The restrictions on NPCs loosen in the second half. I just had to wait for the last 2 days. Day 4. All the NPCs were restless. The hunger for a feast was overwhelming. I approached the player's safe house. I tapped on the window. It was jammed shut, leaving only a tiny crack. No problem. I squished my head flat, pushing it through the crack like dough. I sobbed softly as I squeezed through. It hurts, help me. Someone inside whispered. Did you hear something? The light flicked on. I was halfway through, my flattened face distorted as I looked up at them with pleading eyes. Help me, please.
Click.
The light turned off again. Don't turn on the light, you idiot, a voice hissed. It's scary. I can't see it if it's dark. I rolled my eyes and kept squeezing. Then, a cowardly player felt his way toward me in the dark. Okay, look, if I help you, you can't hurt me, deal? He muttered to himself. I'm a newbie. This is only my second game. This is terrifying. Sincerity for sincerity, right? That's the rule of life. I'll pull you out, and we'll establish a truce. I paused, trying to form a response, when he grabbed my hair. He pulled.
Hard. Ah.
That hurts.
Pop.
The man fell backward onto his butt. He stammered. Did I get you out? My head was in his hands. I glared at him. Thank you so much. You ripped my head off. The man froze. He turned on the flashlight and saw the flattened head in his hands, eyes still rolling around. He screamed and bolted out the door. My body slowly oozed through the crack, picked up my head, and reattached it. I reached for my axe out of habit. Nothing. I got angry again. I popped my head back into shape and chased after him. But this time, I couldn't find any players. I ran faster. If I were late, the other NPCs would eat everything. The owner says no fighting colleagues over food. Damn it. I searched the whole map. Nothing. Finally, I looked at the chat. Bella's luck is insane. The bosses saved them at the critical moment. That NPC trying to kill her got turned into paste instantly. I'm a sucker for these Beauty and the Beast tropes. Chase and Luke hate each other, but Bella made them get along. The tension is hilarious. If only she could add all the bosses to her harem. Another blind NPC just got ripped apart by the boss. Brutal. It looks like this is gonna end like the last dungeon. All NPCs die. Dungeon collapses. Bella leaves with the boss. Good, these dungeons are evil. Those NPCs killed so many people. They deserve to be destroyed. My face darkened. If the dungeon is destroyed, what happens to the owner? And Luke, is he insane? Employee Handbook Rule 63. The level boss must love their job and protect the dungeon. 7. A good employee does their job. The owner says if you can't do your job, you're not fit for the position. I stomped toward Luke's territory. Usually, a grunt NPC can't enter the boss room. It causes infighting. But Luke violated the handbook. He's a bad employee. I don't have to follow the rules for him. The chat scrolled fast. Wait, is that the NPC Luke spared earlier? She's coming back to die. Doesn't she know the last guy who tried this got his limbs twisted off? He didn't even die right away. He suffered for hours. Popcorn time. These NPCs deserve it. Placing bets. How long does she last against the boss? I ripped a metal fire pipe off the wall and threw it over my shoulder.
Luke.
Get your ass out here. You have the guts to hide them, but no guts to face me? Come out. I know you're in there. I smashed the pipe against the door with every sentence.
Clang. Clang.
The chat was stunned. Is this NPC suicidal? Who provokes a boss like that? I checked the other cam. The boss is inside pretending he can't hear her. Are we sure Luke is the boss? This NPC has way more Black Air Force energy. Hearing that Luke was hiding made me furious. I smashed the door harder.
Crash.
The door fell, kicking up a cloud of dust. I marched in. Luke finally showed his face. He looked conflicted but determined. Sweetie, do you have someone you want to protect? Bella is the only person I want to protect. Do you understand that feeling? I have to save her.
B.
I didn't understand. I was impatient, blah, blah, blah. Shut up. Can you do this job or not? If you can't, get lost and let me do it. I have a resume 30 pages long. I'm overqualified. The only reason I'm an NPC is that I like the flexibility of part-time work. Luke's expression shifted. Guilt, then resolve, sweetie. I couldn't escape this dungeon myself. But this time, I'm going to make sure the person I care about gets out. He was talking nonsense, but I caught the main point. Luke betrayed the owner. He betrayed all of us. OMG, a dungeon boss risking it all for Bella. I ship it. Bella's charm is unmatched. Die, NPC trash. I glanced at the chat. It was that Bella woman. She infected Luke. The chat said she infects bosses in every dungeon. She's a virus. She has to go. I wiped the drool from my mouth. Definitely not because I was hungry. I was maintaining the integrity of the workplace. Deep-fried jerky. Crispy, chewy. Eyeballs that pop in your mouth. I wiped my mouth again. Luke and Chase shielded the others behind them. I licked my lips, giggled, and charged at Luke with the fire pipe. Luke has the power of this dungeon, but I have the skills of every dungeon. It took 3 moves. I tore his limbs off. He looked at me in horror, unable to speak. I raised my foot and crushed his head. Boss meat is tough and stringy. I ate one once. It ruined my appetite for days. The owner had to pull the axe out of my head and rub my hair. Sweetie, don't eat junk food. From then on, I only ate players. Sweet, juicy players.
9.
Sliced thin and grilled, sizzling. So fragrant you'd swallow your own tongue. Drool hit the floor. I looked at the surviving players and grinned. Look at me. I'm the boss now. What is this plot twist? A mob NPC usurped the throne. Does Bella's charm not work on her? I nodded at the floating text.
Nope.
Doesn't work. I'm just hungry. Bella was shivering behind Chase. Chase threw every item he had at me. S tier, A tier, garbage tier. Useless. I crawled toward Bella on all fours, scrambling like a spider. I sniffed her. Hee. You smell so good. She fainted from fear. Clean up on aisle 4. A mechanical voice announced, survival count. 1 difficulty scaling increased. I looked regretfully at the man cowering in the corner. The one who pulled my head off. I wanted to make braised pork. I even borrowed a recipe from the rainy night butcher next door. The survivor, Wayne, cried out, "Don't eat me. I'm a toxic college student. I eat microplastics. My clothes are cheap polyester. The air I breathe is smog. You'll get diarrhea." I frowned in disgust and backed away. Wayne's eyes lit up. Seriously. I bite myself, and even I think I taste bad. The handbook and the dungeon rules were clear. 1 survivor. I dragged the other bodies away slowly. The chat had vanished the moment the main characters died. System error. Stream offline.
10.
I didn't even look back. I jogged away happily with my ingredients.
Tonight we feast.
Day 5. Only Wayne was left. Every time he saw me, he started listing the heavy metals in his bloodstream. It gave me a headache. If it weren't for the quota, I would have killed him just to shut him up. I asked the owner once if I could eat everyone. I covered my mouth as I asked, trying to hide the drool. The owner bonked me on the head. Glutton, you have to leave a seed. He looked into the distance. If they can't survive the dungeon, they won't survive the future. I didn't get it. The ghost next door explained it to me. You so dumb. Have you ever raised pigs?
No.
Chickens?
No.
He sighed. If you kill them all, there's no one left to make babies. No babies means no food later.
Oh.
Sustainable farming. The owner is so smart. The countdown ended. Wayne saw the exit portal and scrambled out on his hands and knees. The dungeon closed. The chat was long gone. When the dungeon is closed, NPCs are off the clock. I sneaked into the owner's room. He was lying on the bed, still and silent. I felt a pang of sadness. He hadn't woken up in a long time. Owner, when will you wake up? I miss you. I rested my chin on the bed. Sister Emerald next door says if you miss someone all the time, you love them. I think I love the owner. I stood up and leaned over him, admiring his face. I got closer and closer. Suddenly, a teasing voice sounded in my head. Sweetie, what are you doing? Finally making a move on me? I looked at the ball of light floating above the body. I swat at it. It dispersed and reformed. Embarrassed. TSK, TSK, TSK. It was his residual consciousness. Always so annoying. I took a deep breath, secretly happy. Even just a ball of light is better than nothing. The owner's voice echoed. Sweetie, you aren't fit to be a level boss. I'm transferring you.
Why?
I asked. The voice became serious, almost ethereal. Because when the new world comes, I'm taking you with me. I punched the light ball again, grinning. You have to take me. You can't leave without me. Yeah. I can't leave without you. He laughed softly. Get ready. I'm sending you to a new dungeon.